Hi everyone, updated skincare routine, and I've made some quite major tweaks. So I've got something interesting to talk about. I feel like my skin is feeling really good, which is why I've decided to film this now, because I've been using this routine sort of since Christmas, I suppose. And it's all really revolving around one central, powerful product, and the rest of it all just sort of falls into place. So I'm going to start off by telling you the tweaks that I've made, and then we'll go in and look at the full routine. So just a little chat about how my skin is feeling. It feels incredibly supple and bouncy and young. Fine lines that I had here and on my forehead have really diminished, and the ones around my mouth. And I think the ones to the side of my eyes, the crow's feet, although I'm not sure, because I haven't really been taking that product. Do I take that quite close? I'm not sure whether I do. So my skin is feeling in really good shape. Slightly drier and slightly more sensitive than usual, but that is a kind of side effect of the product that I've been using. And to be quite honest with you, the level of discomfort is far outweighed by the fact that it works so well. So the product that I've been using every 3 or 4 nights is a very powerful retinol, and because I've been using that, the other major change that I've made is that I've stepped back on most other actives. So things like glycolic and lactic acid I haven't really been using so much, if at all. So those are the 2 main changes. Very strong retinol and keying back everything else. One other thing I would say that I've been doing before we get onto the actual routine, and then I'll tell you step by step which products I've been using, is that in the morning I have been very bad at doing a proper cleanse. I know I always say this, I always do a really good cleanse in the evening, but in the morning there's just something about it. I can't bring myself to splash my face. I'm really funny about it. I hate it when the water goes down my sleeves, down my neck. I'm just not up for it. So I've been using this loads. You can see I'm about over halfway through. This is the SkinCeuticals Gentle Cleanser Cream. And I don't normally use a cleansing lotion, but I just really like this one. It leaves my skin feeling really moisturised, but there's no greasiness to it. So I put it on. This is not a cleansing lotion. Oh! Okay. Massage into a wet face and then rinse. Oh dear. Okay, well, it works really well as a cleansing lotion. It's a dual purpose cleanser. Okay, so this is supposed to be a rich cream cleanser. Don't know why I didn't actually read the bottle. I've got most of the way through without knowing that. But I use it as a cleansing lotion. So I massage it onto dry skin, and then I use my little bamboo pads, which are sort of like cotton wool pads, but you can reuse them, you can wash them, to take it off. And then I use either a micellar or warm water on the same other side of the pads to get the residue off. So that's my cleanse, and then, as I said before, I just go in with my hydrating serums. I've been alternating really between a few. They're from different brands. So La Roche-Posay Hyaluronic B5 serum. They're all hyaluronic acid serums. Alpha H hyaluronic, and I think I've got what I thought was the collagen booster actually from the Inky list, but I have actually been using the hyaluronic acid. They look identical apart from the wording. I love that collagen booster. They're both very nice and incredibly affordable. I think they're about a £5, maybe £6, those boosters, and they're really good serums. So I've been using those, and then just in with a normal moisturiser. The 2 that I've been using at the moment the most, Dr. Sam's Flawless, which I really like, and weirdly, the Body Shop Carrot Cream, just a random one that came into my inbox before Christmas, and I've been using loads and loads. I kind of like my creams now to be in things that I don't have to dig my fingernails into. So I tend to go for things that are in a tube, or in one of these, or in those moisturiser pots that you press down on and it shoots out rather erotically from the hole in the middle. So those I've been alternating, and then if my skin feels a little bit on the sensitive side, then I crack out the Toleriane, which is from La Roche-Posay, and it's just a fluid, non-oily, oil-free moisturiser that's really intensely hydrating. I think that pretty much everybody should have a moisturiser like this in their kit. Inexpensive, calming, fine on all skin types, and also oil-free, so that you can add oil if you want to in another step, but it's just a really nice base, effective moisturiser. It's good for everything. It's good as an after sun, it's good on acneic skin or skin that's like prone to getting spots but that feels dry, if you're on Reaccutane. It's just a really nice all-rounder. So I use that a lot. This must be my, I don't know, 100th bottle of this since I started using that. And then very importantly, if I'm going to be outdoors at all, my sunscreen. I talked about this a few weeks ago. I don't know who's going to invent one of these that's going to top this. This is the Grade 8 SPF from Elizabeth Arden, launched last year. It's so lightweight, so fresh feeling, and I enjoy wearing it. It's not moisturising enough for me on its own, absolutely not, so I apply it over my moisturiser. But for some people who have, you know, that aren't quite so dry, you might be able to just put this over serum. Smells nice, it's not strongly fragranced. It's like a white tea or a green tea kind of smell. It's a very pleasant smell, but it is fragranced. So that completes the daytime. In the nighttime, we've got the balm cleanser. So Emma Hardy Moringa Light is going on at the moment. I don't know why I'm using all these. I do know why I'm using these. I have been testing out lightweight, luxurious cleansers for oilier skin, and that's why these are all in the bathroom. So I have Pestle and Mortar Gel Cleanser, I have Emma Hardy Moringa Light Cleanser, I've got the Ceramic Slip from Sunday Riley in there. What else have I got? Renaissance Cleansing Gel. I've got this Murad Hydration one, which is lovely. That's more of a face wash than a gel balm, but still very lovely. So I've got all of those on the go, and that is a proper flannel cleanse. And then again, nothing like dramatically active. I've got my hyaluronic acids, so it's the same routine as the morning. We've got cleanse, serum, and then in with a treatment. Now this is only every 3 or 4 nights because I find this so powerful. We'll get into the crux of things now. On the other nights I would do the same moisturisers as before, and that says day cream, but I've been using it at night. This is just what's been next to the sink, and I kind of feel like they've been doing their job, these moisturisers, and I haven't wanted anything more active or more potent or with frills on. I've just wanted simple, basic moisturisers. So the thing that I've been doing every 3 or 4 nights, drum roll. By the way, this isn't an ad in any kind of way. I've never worked with this brand. I don't think that you can even affiliate link to their website. So, I mean, I'll put a little star if I do, but I'm pretty sure you can't. So there's no sort of commercial interest for me to say this at all. But this is the R-Retinoate Intense from Medicate. Now, mine doesn't say that. Mine says top secret lab sample. This was something I was sent last year, and I only got around to trying it at Christmas, and I found it really strong. So I stopped for a while, but I had used it 3 nights in a row. And I've sort of found my happy place with it, which is once every 3 nights. If I try every other night, it's just too much. But, as I said before, for the little bit of fallout, which is a slight bit of sensitivity and a slight bit of dryness, I feel like the effects of it have just been amazing, and so it's well worth, for me, it's well worth that slight discomfort. I just feel now and again, the day after I've used it, I just feel a slight irritability on my skin. It's nothing even that noticeable. It's just a bit like, a bit like that every, few hours or something. It's not life-changing. I don't get any peeling. I don't get any redness. I just feel slightly drier. If I use this every night, I just don't think that I could. Maybe you could buffer it, maybe I'll work my way up, but at the moment I've done about 5 weeks at a lower level, and it's working very well for me, very well. As I said before, I feel like my fine lines, there's been a noticeable difference. This is the most powerful, I think, combination of ingredients that Medicate have done. Medicate are very sort of science-led. I've been to their labs actually a few years ago. They do lots and lots of research and experimentation with retinol, and so they're kind of like market leaders in anything to do with retinol. That's what they concentrate on, that's what they look into and put their efforts into and spend their money on research wise, and I think it shows. It's just brilliant results, and the formula of the cream is nice, it's comfortable, it feels luxurious. It is a luxury product, but you're not paying for glitzy packaging or Kate Moss to do the campaign for you. It's all about what's inside. They do other very powerful retinol products that are at a lower price point, but not with quite the same combination of ingredients. So they've found the most potent forms of retinoid, and they've made it so that the irritation level is as low as it can be, which I think is always the balance that people try and get when they're formulating these potent products, but that people don't always get right. And I think that this one is really right, and I have noticed a great difference, and my face hasn't fallen off, so it's all good. We're going to get onto price, which always makes me cringe, but if we put this one into perspective, you could buy a luxury cream from a luxury brand for more money than this that would pretty much not do very much at all, to be quite honest with you. It will be a nice face cream and it will have active ingredients, but it's not going to make particularly a visible difference. With this, you're not paying for the flash marketing, the supermodel that's doing the advertising, the packaging that's like in a crystal ball where you open it up and loads of glitter comes out. You're not paying for any of that, you're just paying for what's inside the bottle. And so for that reason, I feel comfortable. I've had great results from this, and so I don't feel comfortable with the price, but I think that it is worth the investment if you can invest. It's just over £200, I think it's £210, which is a huge investment. However, I do think that it would last a pretty long time, especially if you're only using it every 2 to 3 nights. You're looking at a good, I would say a good half a year really. This is their top luxury offering. So there are loads of other products on their website that are strong, potent, have minimal side effects, but they're at a lower price point. So I think Cristal Retinol is something like £50 or £60 for the strong one. But yeah, check out the website for alternative formulas and alternative price points, because it's well worth looking at. So for people that invest a lot of money or are prepared to invest a lot of money in their face and they're looking for that holy grail kind of night cream, I do think that this is well up there with amazing, effective, you know, proper cutting edge formulas. Makes me quite uncomfortable when things go past a certain price point, because I know that people are sitting there going, what the actual? And then it's really hard, whatever you say, to try and justify something. You know, I'm well aware that that is a lot. So, with that out of the way, that is my current skincare routine. I will list all the products below. Any questions about any of the products that I've used, about alternative retinol sort of alternatives and anything else, I shall list a few, but you know, they're not dupes, they're not comparative to this one really. But you know, just in case you want to dip your toe into the whole more powerful retinol arena, I'll give you some little options. All right. Hope that was helpful, and I shall see you in the next video.